everybody, welcome to IWA at the We Knife and Civivi booth. I'm Seth Erkenbrack, the marketing director. I'm going to go through some of the brand new prototypes that we brought to the show. First up, we have a in-house design designed by We Knife. This is called the Swift Fin. This is a nice full-sized frame lock titanium handle with the CPM 20 CV blade. That's a big chunk of 20 CV right there. Some beautiful milling that we've got on the handle, flame titanium pivot collar, speed holes, and a lot of really nice millwork on this guy. Middle finger flip or flipper tab brings out that big harpoon blade. All right, next up we have a brand new collaboration with Torbay Knives, Torbay Designs. This is our first folder that we've done. This is a titanium handle with a carbon fiber inlay. Beautiful Warncliffe blade with a hand rubbed satin finish on the 20 CV blade steel. The lines on this thing are just beautiful. Everywhere that you look, there's something interesting going on. The way that the blade hole matches up with the milling lines on the titanium handle are just incredible. The action on this guy is fantastic. You can also middle finger flip this, as well as use the flipper tab. Of course, it's got an incredible action. Fantastic design by Torbay Knives. Next up, we've got our first crossbar lock. This is a Dutch bushcraft collaboration, bringing some traditional style to a modern folder right here. Again, we've got our first crossbar lock, and this is a very understated design right here. Very, very simplistic. Going to make a really good EDC for anybody. Titanium handle and again CPM 20 CV blade steel. And then here we have another version of the same knife with a little bit of bling, with a gold pocket clip, gold hardware, gold backspacer with a lanyard hole. But another fantastic design we're really excited about with our collaboration with Dutch Bushcraft. All right, next up, moving to the Civivi line. Now this is our more budget-friendly line. This is an aluminum handle. We've got Nitro V on the blade steel. This is an in-house design by Civivi or We Knife designers. Some really interesting design characteristics here. A massive pivot collar with a splash of color. We've got an announcement here. Stainless steel pocket clip. We've got thumb stud action on this guy that's really, really good. And a button lock, which fantastic. The thumb stud with the button lock is one of my favorite styles because it's just so fidget friendly, really easy to use. All right, that was called the Star Flare from Civivi. Okay, next one we've got, and this just barely got a name because at the Blade Show Texas, this didn't even have a name on it. This is called the Tacticorix, is what it's called. Nice, full-size, kind of tactical style knife from Civivi. We're looking at 14C 28N blade steel. We've got a nice big swedge on the top and a hollow ground blade, giving it some unique characteristics. We've got a liner lock and a flipper tab and thumb studs on this. Fantastic action, black stonewash blade and the micarta handle with kind of some frag style pattern milled into it. All right, next up and moving on. This is a follow-up to the super popular We Knife Exiton, which did really well. It's a limited edition knife in our premium We line. This is a Civivi version, or Civivi style, which is called the, this doesn't feel like, oh, this is just a new Sentinel Strike with a new blade shape is what this is. Again, this is brand new. Seeing the name for the very first time confused me a little bit, but it's got that same blade style that the We Exiton had, with a hollow grind belly and then a flat grind in the front, giving that point a nice sturdy tip. We've got the FRN backspacer and an aluminum handle with the button lock. This guy is going to be a huge hit in the marketplace because the Exiton and the original Sentinel Strike both were as well. All right, next up, this is a Another version of the Tacticorix G10 handle, Nitro V blade. So we're looking at a very, very similar style right here. A little bit different blade shape.
But different green.
What's that? Different
green.
Yes, different. Yeah, I don't know why these actually have the same name on it, because it doesn't look like the same knife to me. It can't be. I think we've got a mistake here. We've got a mistake on the name, because these are definitely not the same. We've got different blade shape, different blade grind.
A little bit similar with Relic.
It is. It is.
Yes.
It is. So I don't know which one is which. I don't know which is the right name, but two very similar knives right here. G10 handles on this one, micarta on this one, Nitro V blade steel on this one, and 14C28 on this one, with like you said, different grinds and everything. But that's what we got there. All right, moving on. Another in-house design by We Knife. This is called the Incendi. What I love about this knife right here is the way that the Damascus works with the fuller. We've got this beautiful Damascus design that kind of plays down through the fuller and reflects the light just beautifully and with the Damascus on this blade. Button lock flipper. Fantastic action, as all of our button locks have. You've got a reversible pocket clip on here, so in your micarta handle, it's got some nice contouring in there to make it feel really good in your hand. Then we come back and we've got that recessed area so that your pocket clip sits flush, goes in and out of the pocket super, super nice. And this little guy right here, it's going to come in at a retail price of right around $97 US dollars. All right, next up is an exciting collaboration with Brian Brown. This is called the X1 by Civivi. We had the Wii Trogon that we released with Brian Brown last year, and now we've got a new design from Brian Brown in the Civivi line. This one has a really cool, kind of a modern style fuller on there. And I love that because you can get a really good middle finger flip on there. The detent on this thing is perfect. Strong enough that it makes so the blade comes out with authority, and yet holds the blade in place. You just get a really good action. The detent on this knife is really, really good. Great little EDC knife by Brian Brown. All right, we've got another version of the Incendi. At least that's what it looks like at first glance, right? It is the same knife, the same model, but we're looking at a 14C28N blade steel on this instead of the Damascus that's on this other version right here. This one you can see a little bit better, actually, the millwork that goes into the G10 handle on this guy. And again, I really like the fuller and that swedge on top. Just a really nice blade shape on that knife right there. Next up, this is called the Blue Tick. This is a brand new model in collaboration with Keneson Knives. So the designer is Brian Montalvo with Keneson Knives. And man, look at the jimping on this guy. This is a really unique style right here, similar to what Keneson Knives are. Beautiful hollow ground blade and a nice full-size handle to make sure that you can really fit that in your hand well. This guy's going to retail for right around $50 US dollars, and it's a 14C28N blade steel. Moving on, this guy certainly stands out from the rest. This is an Ultim handle and a Nitro V blade steel, dagger style blade. It's only sharpened on one side, so this the top portion of the blade is not sharp. But you always want to make sure that you're handling it the right way, right? It always makes you nervous touching that, like as though you're going to cut yourself. We've got thumb studs and flipper tabs. Awesome little millwork in the blade right there, giving it a little bit of style. And this guy right here is going to retail for right around $100. It's going to be available in a couple of different versions. But check out that pocket clip we've got on here. Big, massive, beautiful milled pocket clip. Typically,
Machete type clip.
what's that?
Machete type clip.
Machete type clip. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You can actually take this off, and it's a knife. Which you can't, but that would be really cool. You usually don't see this type of a clip on our Civivi line. It's more of a we knife style, but it's really cool here. And the other thing about this clip, because it's not bent like some of the other clips, it actually feels really good in your hand, and it's so big that it just feels like you're gripping onto the handle of the knife. So it feels really, really good in your hand. So very unique design right here. This is a Civivi in-house design. Actually, I feel like that's wrong. That is wrong.
It's okay, no problem.
I forget who the designer is. It says Civivi on here, but that is not the case. We'll have to go back and put a note in there for who the designer is on that knife. All right, next one, the Quake. A take on the classic Quaken design. This knife right here retails for about $50 US. It's a Nitro V blade steel. This is a Rafael Zerke design. And it's just a little guy, super lightweight. It's got skeletonized stainless steel liners to help reduce the weight even more, and a super snappy little blade. Look at the little flipper tab on there. Just sticks off of the front, and it makes this super, super snappy. The deployment works really, really well with that little flipper tab. Awesome little Tonto style blade. This is a great little EDC, super lightweight knife. All right, we're coming down to it, last two. This right here is called the Shimmer, and it's very, very similar to a previous release that we had called the Knox, which was a stainless steel frame lock, about this same size. It was very, very popular. But these small knives have done really, really well recently. Got a nice little hollow ground blade. It's a Nitro V blade steel. This one retails for right about $50. We've got that stainless steel deep carry pocket clip. It's got caged ceramic ball bearings, just like everything that we have here. The pocket clip is reversible, so you can carry it right or left-handed. And this little blade is nice and snappy as well. Just a fantastic little lightweight EDC guy. So if you liked the Knox, you're gonna like this one as well. Last up, we have a brand new Sencut model. This one's called the what is it called? First time I've seen this name. Triptych, or something like that. Don't quote me on that. This right here, this little Sencut though, I was playing around with one of these at Blade, Texas, and I can tell you what, the action on this guy for a $40 knife is incredible. It's also got caged ceramic ball bearings, weight reduction in the handle with the speed holes, nice lightweight little guy, but with a blade that's robust enough that it can be put to use. You can see we've got a little bit of a reverse Tonto on the tip there, kind of giving it a nice strong stabbing point. Beautiful grinds on the blade with the swedge. But the action on this guy for a $40 knife is unheard of. That's the Sencut that we've got coming out, and of course there will be surprises and new stuff that come out throughout the year. All of this stuff that I just showed you will be available within the next 6 months or so, but stay tuned because there's always something new coming.
Thank you.